Don't you think it's perfect and the feeling's worth it when we're getting down, 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 down? Everything you've searched for is right here on the dance floor, and you want it now, 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 now. Don't know what you're there for, bring it over here in the middle of the crowd inside my sound. Seeing through your eyelids, and I know you like it when the music gets loud. And I never want another. Come back to me, my lover.
I think Bring Back the Summer is an interesting tune because it's an electronic song, but it also has crossover elements into, I'd say, like an indie dance or a rock, even like a K-rock kind of alternative feel. Hey, this is Rain Man at the Dim Mak Studios with Splice, about to go through Bring Back the Summer Ableton session. So I've been making music for 15 years now, since I was about 12. The most important thing that I've realized recently is finding the inspiration, and when the inspiration strikes is actually taking that moment to put something down on the computer or even the phone. Like, I'll come up with a vocal line that I think should be like before I drop it, just record it into my phone.
Never stop the beat, never stop the beat.
So when I start tracks these days, whatever is inspiring me at that moment will be how I start the song. Some of my favorite synths that I like to use are definitely Serum for not just the like heavier basses, but they have some really good like slap bass type sounding things. And then I also like really Spire for hard saws and stabby chords. We use it in Bring Back the Summer for the chords in the hook. They would look like this. So I've got one polysynth here that's I call it the mouse poly because it has the dead mouse sound. This is actually just a Nexus. And I have the MIDI here, but that's on Spire. Let me unfreeze this other one here. So this is the main hook lead. This is called, I called it Trippy Poly. This is a Spire thing. I probably just pulled up, yeah, this looks like it was just started with some preset from Spire and then I tweaked it. The frequency fades in. What is that, high pass? Yeah, so I just drew it on the Ableton EQ. Whereas it's starting up at 800 hertz, it looks, and so it fades in and doesn't come in with all the low end. So for the vocal processing for these, I usually use this Isotope Alloy. Isotope Alloy's got a multi-band compressor. Let me just open it. I made my own preset called Big Vocals. So it looks like it's got EQ on it, there's a low pass, an exciter, which is probably the expensive kind of sounding.
And I
And put some dynamic on it.
come back to me, my lover.
So the kick drum in this song is a kick I got from my homie named Abe. And I try to keep all my drums on MIDI files as much as I can. These days, I used to put everything in audio, so this track is about 50-50 audio to MIDI. Keeping the drums in drum racks in Ableton is really helpful. You can swap out the sample, you can change the tempo. I don't know, Ableton's dope. So yeah, I think that one of the trickier, I suppose, things in your instrumental drop, I just call it the drop, is sort of what percussion you're gonna have going on. Here we have, I just have like a shaker, some loop that I chopped up. So if your first half is like this, and then the hi-hats come in. Ignorantly fast hi-hat rolls. As soon as your hi-hat rolls are ignorantly fast, you know you're doing something right. I feel like if there's anything interesting about the session, it's probably this vocal thing here. I took her a cappella and then I put a big chain on it with like some reverb and some OTT and Isotope Alloy, and each of these little chops is actually just the acapella, either reversed or transposed. Yeah, and then the huge reverb is just because I put the reverb plugin before the OTT, so all the compression is happening after the reverb. You set the reverb really low. I mean, I have it at 8%, but like if you put it even at 1%, you'll still hear it. Because the OTT is just absolutely slamming it after it. I think that if you would have asked me 3 years ago to give out the session of something that I thought was a hit, I would have been like, yeah, right, like I'm not gonna give you my secrets, but that's not how music is anymore. I think it's cool to be able to show everybody, like, here's all the little tiny, stupid, irrelevant things, but when you put them all together, you have a great song.